All right, and we're back here on PALS TV. That last segment was a lot of fun. We appreciate them gentlemen joining us. And now we're heading over to Gallia County and joining our friends there. And we've been doing social time with Brooke the last few weeks, and they've been terrific segments. I'm sure today will be no different. So I'll pass it over to Brooke.
Hey guys, well today actually we're kind of like turning the tables a little bit because we're actually you've been the host, Aaron. It's like host Aaron, and you've done a terrific job of introducing people and interviewing them. And but today we're like getting to turn the tables, and I get to interview you. So welcome everyone with your golf clap, Mr. Aaron Bracone. Woo! Okay, so this can be fun. We are going to just get to know you a little bit better, a little bit more about PALS, and then also play a few little fun games, kind of like a late night show segment. I'm all for it. Okay. Love. All right. So why don't you just first of all introduce us to like your family? Just tell us a little bit about you and your family.
Most definitely. So I actually, today is my wife's birthday. So happy birthday, Natalie.
Yay.
We've been together for over 12 years now, be 13 in the summer. We have two little boys, Eric Vito, who is 8, and then Gianni, who is 4. They keep us very busy. They're huge fans of PALS, really. I love bringing them into the programs and meeting and seeing all of you. They love that, so that's very important to our family. So yeah, that's my immediate family. So, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what PALS stands for. Like, I don't even know what the acronym stands for. Tell us what PALS is all about as far as just the company itself.
Absolutely. So PALS is a lot of different people have come together to make sure that we're giving everybody the best quality of supports that we possibly can. And really where that came from was Michael, who most of you know, and myself have been in this field and been working in residential homes for a very, very long time. We're very passionate about what we do, and we love it, and obviously wanted to continue to do more. We both were direct care employees for a very long time, and I think that was probably my favorite time, unfortunately. I mean, this is great. I love, everybody that I get to be around, but I only get to be around you for a small period of time, and that bothers me, right? So when I was working direct care and I was doing those job duties, that allowed me to constantly be in somebody's life consistently, and that's very important to me. So I struggle with that with each and every single one of you, because it's never enough time, right? So the passion for PALS really came from that and that journey, and really just trying to make sure that we were giving everybody the most in their day. Obviously I started a long time ago, and I think some of you have probably had these experiences where you worked in sheltered workshops. And when I began working as a DSP, that's really all there was, right? So that was the bar. So it wasn't really high, but we wanted to go so far beyond that bar. And really that's where PALS kind of formed, with a lot of different options and choices. The workshops at the time didn't provide too many options. You either went there and did whatever piecework was available, or the center-based activity they had for you at the time. So really, when we created PALS, we wanted to make sure that we had so many choices and options that you felt like you had that control over your day. It was about you and what decisions you wanted to make for yourself, right? And the core of PALS was physical activity. Life skills, obviously, we do them each and every single day. We all need to get better in our life skills. We all need to live healthier lives. That's where I love Brooke's segments on Fridays, where she gives us these amazing tips on living those healthy lifestyles. And we try to make sure we're incorporating them in your day at PALS. So PALS actually stands for physical activity and life skills, right? Those life skills are so valuable in all we do. physical activity has always been very important to me, and it really stemmed from when I worked in a residential home.
Mhm.
I saw a lot of folks' health deteriorating just over time with no real physical activity. Like I said, when we were in the sheltered workshop world, you would go around and sit down all day, whether it was doing piecework or your activity, whatever that was for you that day. And then you'd come home, and chances were your caregiver or that staff was, but didn't want to be bothered, and they sat around all night, and that just created very unhealthy lifestyles, and we needed to change that. So again, it's a choice, but we definitely encourage it so much within PALS.
Right.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, no, I think that that's great, because I wanted to know what the PALS stands for, but it's also such a great acronym, but then a really fun term to use, like PALS, and that's how we grow in a community and love one another too. So we love the company PALS here in Gallia. And so, I think of PALS, you're a part of the executive team, right? That's kind of what we call it, the executive team. And so, I think of the team and all of the branches of PALS as a body, and you each need each other to work together well. And so I know, I don't know if I'm at liberty to say this, but I think that like you're kind of like the heart. You are the heart of PALS, like a little bit of passion and the thing that keeps things driving. And I think that you've expressed that a little bit, where you went from being a direct care and seeing the whole process, and your heart just came alive and wanted better and better and better. And that's really what PALS is all about. Like you said, innovative and raising the bar. And even PALS TV, I was reading at the beginning, PALS TV is to inspire, educate, and entertain. And I think that that's what it's done. We want to inspire people, we want to educate people, and also have a good time. And I think that in essence is really what PALS is about. So tell us about your role in the executive team. What is your title per se?
Absolutely. So the heart really is everyone that makes up PALS, right?
Yeah.
Have such a family attitude around what we do, right? We are all family in this together. I'm going to do what I would do for any other family member for you, right? That's just the mentality we all have. And probably the best aspect of it from that standpoint and the professional side of things is getting to work around so many amazing people, right? With the executive team. And I think we all kind of complement each other, which is very unique. A lot of places you have very similar personalities. And even though in some ways we can be similar, we're very much different. And that's what makes us all better, because we're not afraid to challenge one another, right? There's no conversation that we have that someone else isn't challenging it for what's best for everybody, right? And our whole entire company, and whether that's in specific areas like in Gallia County or in Columbus, we look at that a lot. Each place is so uniquely different, and we all have different ties to those places, which makes it very cool, right? So I don't spend my time there with Michael or with Jonah or with Hector. We all spend our time differently. And they develop those unique connections with each and every single one of you, which makes it so important for us to make those big picture decisions, right? We would never want to make a big picture decision without really knowing who and what it's going to impact.
Right.
And that's the very I guess rewarding part of having an executive team like that, where you're going to be challenged, so you already walk into that room expecting to make sure that you're going to have everyone's best interest in mind. That's really what it comes down to, because that's what it's all about, and that's what we continue to do. So my role is basically the chief executive officer, as most people know, the CEO. So I founded PALS back in, well, we really started in 2011, but we actually started to bill for services in 2012. And naturally, that led me into as the founder role of CEO of the company, and really continued to drive its vision. Obviously, Michael helps out a tremendous amount with that. That is his mindset. He is very clinical. He is great when it comes to decisions and putting people's values at the forefront. And those conversations always occur with him making sure that the human element is always intertwined in what we do, and it's amazing, and that connection is very powerful in continuing that drive. We want for everybody, right? So for me, my drive is to give you those unimaginable opportunities and those experiences you may have never had before. And for you, I would hope that your drive comes from wanting us to do more and continuing to raise that bar for you, whatever it may be. And that's really PALS TV. That's what we continue to do. And for me, I'm an open book. I love to talk about these different things because it's important. And I have relationships with each and every single one of you. And I love those individual relationships. I don't love the relationship as a whole as much as I do with that person.
Right. Yeah. Well, everyone on here probably loves Aaron, right? So give a big thumbs up or a big virtual hug, because I know that you guys all love Aaron. He is definitely a special person and does treat everyone with that big picture human in mind, like saying, hey, how can we make things better? How can we help? How can I join in and help? So I love that about Aaron. And that's what I mean. He has that heart and that passion for PALS. And we definitely see that it comes through, and we really appreciate that. I know everyone on this call definitely appreciates that. Now we're going to get into we'll stop for a second and do like a little this or that game. And everyone, there's a big hug on there. Okay. So everyone is going to do a thumbs up if you're the first thing. We're going to play this or that. Thumbs up if it's the first thing. If it's a second thing, you're going to touch your nose. If you're a this or that. So I'll give you an example. Are you a dog person or a cat person? So if you're a dog person, it's a thumbs up because it's the first one. If you're a cat person, you touch your nose. Okay. All right. Aaron, dog or cat?
It's funny. I'm a dog, but I actually was just talked in yesterday to taking in a stray cat, which.
Oh no. We have a cat here too. We have chickens, cats, dogs, but the cat definitely gets squeezed and loved a little too much around here. But hey, welcome to the cat family. All right. All right. That was fun to see everyone's answers. All right. The next one, everyone ready? This or that? Are you a Netflix person or a YouTube person? Netflix or YouTube? Which one are you? We just don't have Netflix, so I'm a YouTube person.
Yeah, I probably go to YouTube way more than I would Netflix. I don't watch as much TV.
Okay. Okay. So you're PALS TV only. You're sold out to PALS TV.
For the most part, and I'm also a sports person, and that's not happening right now. So
Yeah.
Watch.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a cake or pie person? Cake or pie?
Cake.
Cake. Do you have a favorite cake?
Ice cream cake. I mean, how can you not love ice cream cake? I mean, obviously chocolate's probably my favorite.
There's a lot on the call are like, yes, ice cream cake. Maybe I should have done ice cream cake. It's good to see you guys responding. All right, ice cream cake. Okay, so I'll know that about you. What is Natalie's favorite cake? Since today's her birthday, you should know this.
Type of cake?
Yeah.
She likes chocolate with white icing.
What is Natalie having for her birthday dinner and dessert?
Wow. Well, I'm trying to do that in between all of this right now. It's a little bit difficult, but like an Ohana style thing where it's trying to do things on a skillet, make it a little bit different and interesting, mix it up for her. So we'll see how that turns. I don't know.
Did you just think of that, or is that pre-planned?
No, I actually have flour on my shirt because I was out there trying to make bread before my last.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. All right, next one, this or that, football or hockey? There's a reason I asked you this. Football or hockey? Neither? Oh, we've got some thumbs down. That's funny. Come on, Aaron. Football or hockey?
It's a tough one for me. But when it comes to those two, we'll have to go with football. That's a difficult one now. I
So tell
love.
everyone a little bit about some extracurricular stuff you do. Like, don't you referee some? And
I do. I officiate both football and hockey.
yes,
I've done some lower level basketball as well, and baseball, but more the higher levels I've done is like I do some college games for both football and hockey. So that definitely keeps me busy on my free time,
yeah,
and it's fun too. It's always a way of connecting, right?
hmm
I
right,
love to connect with people. I'm a people person. I love the
yeah,
network. Love seeing your kids on here. You'll make me happy. Um, and yeah, it's that constant networking. Now, really, for me, it's really helped with PALS, to be honest, because I
yeah,
have the opportunity to brag about each and every single one of you all the time when people ask me, what do I do?
yeah,
It's a very simple question that most people ask, and then it leads into a very deep conversation.
hmm
And every single time I'm able to have those deep conversations, I feel like I'm able to be an advocate and be able to speak about all of the amazing accomplishments that each and every single one of you get do, and I'm lucky enough to be a part of. So
hmm yeah.
I do really appreciate that side of it. Although I love sports, I love people being more.
Yeah. So it's a place for you to get to brag on some of the things that PALS is doing, like
Yeah.
fun, basketball tournament games you're having or different events you guys are sponsoring. Or, yeah, that's really awesome. That's a great way to network and brag on. It's like your kids. You're bragging on your kids and what they're doing. And so that's awesome. Okay, back to this and that. Got a couple more. Are you a card game person or board game? Card game, board game.
Well, I'm a card game, but with the kids, I'm more of a board game, right? I've become a more of a board game. I grew up around playing cards and things like that, so I love like the poker and blackjack and all those
Uh-huh.
playing card games. So that's where at heart I'm that. But I've changed as an adult. I'm more of a board game person now.
Like Candyland and Monopoly.
You name it. Life, love the game of life. Um,
Yeah.
I used to be a big fan of Clue. I haven't played Clue in a while. Clue was
Okay.
fun.
Maybe for Natalie's birthday. Okay. Are you a pancakes or waffles? This is tough for me. Pancakes or waffles? It depends who's making them.
Yeah. Well, I became a waffle. Again, I was always a pancake guy. So my
Okay.
mom made incredible pancakes growing up. So I'd always ask for them on weekends or whenever she was around to do breakfast. Since I got older again, I've changed. I've become more of a waffle guy now.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. Facebook or Twitter? Facebook or Twitter? Facebook, Twitter.
Uh,
Twitter.
so I love to get my the news, right? I always want to keep up with the news, and it feels like the news is through Twitter now.
Yeah.
That's how you find your news. So I would say Twitter.
Okay.
I love connecting with people through Facebook. That's great. But just as far as a resource, and if I use one or the other, I typically would use Twitter.
Okay. And final one, Romy wants to ask here, are you a dinosaur person? Dinosaur, or are you a frog? Dinosaur or frog person?
Dinosaurs all the way.
Dinosaurs all the way. Awesome.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
What's your favorite
What's your
dinosaur?
favorite, buddy? What do you like? What kind of dinosaur do you like?
Brachiosaurus.
Ooh,
Long neck. Yeah.
I
Okay,
love
so let's
I'm gonna try.
all right, thank you guys for playing because it's fun to get to know what you guys like too. Like now we know ice cream, cake, and all of you like that's what you need to have. When we go back in person, we need to have a party with ice cream cake at all PALS locations.
Approved.
There we go.
Is
All right.
approved.
You guys heard it on PALS TV, so it has to happen. All right. Describe for me maybe like one or two people who've had the most influence on your life.
Definitely, my mom had a huge impact in my life.
Mhm.
She was my role model growing up. lived by a tremendous example in what she did. And it was always about others, right? So I learned that very early on. It feels far better to help somebody else than to get something for yourself, right? So I like giving gifts way more than I like receiving gifts, that kind of mentality. They're truly being able to connect in certain ways where those relationships are naturally going to evolve, right? Because it's sincere, it's from the heart. And watching her do so many things to really just put smiles on people's faces helped me later on in life to realize the value and just giving back, right? And that's more or less what I've done to mimic my life.
Right. How many of you on Zoom today would say a mom or a mother figure or grandmother has been one of the most influential people in your life? Yeah. Yep, some of you for sure. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so you've mimicked kind of your life after what you watched her do, and she was such a giver, and so that we can see that, and PALS has benefited from that for sure too. Do you have one other person maybe that you would say has influenced your life?
Yeah, well, there's multiple. There's a lot of people that influence my life, and each and every single one of the people that are here right now influences my life in so many ways. But when I was in college, I had a professor that was fantastic. He really took me underneath his wing. That's my mom got sick with cancer, and I was going through it at time. So I really struggled in so many ways, whether it was personally and my schooling and my professional life and all those things. And he was a very stable voice and understanding voice at that time, and somebody that was able to say, you know, you have the power to be able to accomplish this. You can do more. And he's continued to inspire me in that way since college. And even when we began PALS, he was very influential in making sure that we were doing everything we can to bring these opportunities, right? So it was college courses or working with college programs. He's really been able to help with behind the scenes stuff, right? But he's been such a positive influence, and it's amazing how things work and how life kind of comes full circle, because, you know, you struggle with your loss. I think we all struggle with loss, right? And you gain even in those losses. So I fortunately gained so much, and I continue to. So I try to always look at stay positive in that outlook. And even though you can talk about negative things, and we're living in a negative world right now where it's difficult to stay positive, but I teach my kids that every single day, and that's the motto we live by. And I want you to all stay very positive in your approach right now, because we're going to get through this, and we're going to be better than ever. We're going to have so much more fun when we come back to our program and get to do our regular routine.
Ice cream cake, people. Ice cream cake. You know, you mentioned and touched on grief for a second, and I think that's an interesting topic, because it's not just grieving. We're all grieving, like you mentioned. Sometimes we grieve the hopes of what something will be or would have been. Sometimes we grieve an actual loss of a human life. Sometimes right now we're all grieving our normal. So right now we are, we're overcoming by coming together and being on, you know, as active as we can with each other, but it's okay to feel that loss. So many of you on this call are probably thinking, yes, like I feel some loss in life. I feel some stuff I've had to grieve. But also, oh, sorry, he was getting a phone call there. Also, it's just a great time to say, you know what, it's not so much about what we've lost, but what you said, what we're going to come out of it with. Like, we learn lessons and we become resilient, and then we're better for it. So I think that's what this time has taught us all, with our kids, with our programs, in our jobs and our lives. And so that's like the beautiful thing, right? Like, we can turn anything around, is what you're kind of saying. And it seems like you've learned from great people who've shown you love, and also how to always help. And we see that in you, Aaron. So everyone see that in Aaron? Yeah.
Well, I will say, you know, the last 3 weeks have been so much better for my mental health, right?
Mhm.
So missing all of you, those first, I don't even know, 5-6 weeks, however long we went before
Yeah.
PALS TV came on the air, there was a huge void in my life, and I struggled with that. I know you all struggle with that too. And even though it's not the same as being with each and every single one of you, I love that I'm seeing your face. I love that I'm seeing your smiles, and this is a great way to connect right now in the time being.
It's like reassurance that everyone's okay. And plus, I feel like we're getting to know you better. Like we're actually getting some deeper, insight into each other. And I think that's really neat too. And that'll carry on when we go back to normal, whatever that looks like, as long as there's ice cream cake. All right. So here is a little game, another little game. It's 2 truths and a lie. Have you ever played that?
2 truths and a lie. No, I have not.
So you have to tell us 3 facts about yourself, and we have to guess which one is the lie. So 2 things have to be true. 1 is a lie. I'll give you an example about me. I am a twin. I have been to England, and I have 4 children. 2 of those things are true. 1 is a lie.
Okay.
What's the lie?
I like that. You've been to England?
Is that the lie?
I guess.
Yeah, it's the lie, because I'm a twin and I have 4 kids. So see,
Okay.
that's easy. You just have to come up with something. I could do another one. I have sang for the Cincinnati Reds baseball games, the national anthem. I have met Katie Couric, and I've broken a bone.
You had to break a bone before, so go with sing a national anthem. for
I've
the Reds.
never broken a bone. So I've sang actually the Cincinnati Reds national anthem in both parks, the old and the new.
Oh wow,
Sports
That-
day right here.
that is. Oh, that's a lot of pressure too.
I know. So now come up with something really cool. Actually, it's not as bad because the anthem is written across the screen, so you can't forget the words.
I'll do one.
Okay, David wants to do one. All right. Welcome our co-host David Price. Come on, 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, I'll do one. I am a twin. I've flown an airplane. I almost killed Bob Evans.
That's almost killed Bob Evans. That can't be true.
Is that your final answer?
I can see you doing that. That's the problem. Even though he does. Yeah, we'll go with that.
No,
Bob
I
Evans.
almost did kill Bob Evans. I'm not a twin.
He's not a twin. So there you go. Yeah. So these are meant to get to know you a little better. So have you come up with something? And then we're going to play a game with the kids, and actually everyone on the call is going to get to be on this next scavenger hunt game. So come up with your 2 truths and a lie. Let's hear it. See if we can guess. 3 facts about yourself, 2 true, 1's a lie.
Okay. Let's see. So hold on. This is a tricky one. This is pretty tough. I'm thinking about different things and what's a good one. So I let's go with
Oh, 9 out.
my favorite vacation spot,
Okay.
Disney. My high school or my college final GPA was a 3.5, and the name PALS actually was not going to be PALS. It was going to be Randy's Place.
Who?
Randy's Place.
Randy's Place. Okay. I thought you said Randy. Okay. All right. So his favorite, so everyone's participating. We're going to guess. So number 1 is, you hold up 1 finger if you think that's the lie. His favorite vacation spot is Disney. Number 2, hold up 2 fingers if you think number 2 is a lie, that Aaron has a college GPA of 3.5. And hold up 3 fingers if you think number 3 is a lie, which is PALS originally was going to be named Randy's Place. Okay, which one do you think is the lie? Okay, I'm 1. We've got a couple 2s, and a 3. All right. What is it, Aaron?
Oh, 9.
What's the lie?
So I'm actually offended by the twos I saw. I mean,
I think
that
two
is
is true
right.
because you were like really proud of.
I finished with a 3.0, so not 3.5. So that was wrong. The other
Okay.
two are correct. We love Disney in our family, and we did start it out with our original business plan said Randy's Place on it.
Was that a special
very
person?
first business plan. It was a person. It was a gentleman I worked with a long time ago. Meant a lot to me. There's a lot of them meant a lot to me, but it was the first one that came to mind. We're filling out a business plan, and it went there. Now, thank goodness it's PALS, because I love PALS. It's such a great game. Kudos to our executive producer and his family, because they were very influential in that name. So,
that's awesome. Well, see, I love getting to know like little bits and pieces about each other, and I think even these little games kind of bring that about. Ooh, someone's playing too. Two truths and a lie. I love it. Okay, so now Reagan Price and Eric Vito comes to the table. All right, everyone's gonna play, but the competition is between Aaron's child, Eric Vito, and my child, Reagan. Okay, so what we're gonna do is a scavenger hunt. The kids do not know what I'm gonna ask them to bring back, but they all start with a T, okay? All these things start with a T. You guys can all participate that are on the call. You can go find these things in your house and bring them back to the table as quickly as possible. All right, are you ready, Vito? You ready? Okay. Put your game face on. Okay. Here they are.
Running. Did you even
ready? You need to know. Just keep finding things with the letter T. Okay, ready? All right, here they are. I need you to find a toaster, toilet paper, toothbrush, and a TV remote. Go. Toaster, toilet paper, toothbrush, TV remote. I bet you guys have remotes right by you. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Oh, she's bringing them back one at a time. We've got our remote. Yes, my boys are twins. Kristen asking a question. Yes, my youngest two are twins. So we've got a remote and a toaster. Beloved toaster. Has he brought anything back yet? Remote, toaster.
He tried to grab them all together.
Toilet paper. Oh, toothbrush.
What do you got so far?
And toilet paper.
Missing.
We're done.
You got 3. You guys win. We don't have a toaster.
All right. Good job. Let's see who on here got something. Everyone had their TV remote. Did you guys get anything else? No? Oh, toilet. Okay. Oh, fun. These are fun games you can play.
That was good. He said he couldn't toaster out of the wall, or his mom would have been mad.
Oh my. Okay, I have a couple more like closing questions. Can you guys take our thank you? Thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks, Reagan. Can you take this back?
I'm wearing my Camp PALS today. Did everyone see that? We did
Look
such
at your
Gallia County. They're amazing.
Yes.
They're always connecting with the community. So last summer we did Camp PALS and rented out a campground for the weekend, and it was a blast. I was there for it. So, and wanted to do something like that again this year, and we were going to open it up to different people. So hopefully we do.
Yes. I was kind of going to ask you, like, if you could go through the programs and tell us kind of like, I don't know, either like their niche or something really fun about them, something unique about each program, so we can kind of get a flavor for like the different programs and what they have to offer and what they do, because they're all very unique. Just like your kids, it's not that you can pick one you love more, but there's things that you like to do with each of them more, or maybe it's just their thing that they're into. And so would you mind kind of going through each of those and telling us a little bit about their uniqueness and what you love about them? So
most definitely. So Columbus, I'll start there since that's where we began. We started actually, yesterday was our birthday, so May 14th, 2012. We turned 8 yesterday. So
happy birthday.
On call, Caitlin was our first participant at PALS. So it was Caitlin, Hector, and I hanging out on activities to begin this whole thing. That was the royal treatment at the time. But Columbus really was able to connect with the community because there's so much community in Columbus, right? There's amazing partners. There's so many opportunities throughout the city. It made it very easy to create very cool programs, right? So in other places where you don't have zoos and you don't have sports arenas and you don't have COSIs and museums and the list goes on and on, it's very difficult sometimes to create these incredible experiences that our coordinators do. But Columbus was obviously very easy to be able to connect in that way. So that was very helpful. The educational side of Columbus, in their partnership with Columbus State, and being able to really connect people with different career paths they maybe never thought they could accomplish, and been able to accomplish those. That's been very rewarding from Columbus's standpoint. And they do a lot of like the recreational leagues as well. Heath would have been our second program we started. We began that in September of 2013, so almost a year after, or a little over a year after we started in Columbus. The cool part about Heath was when we started Columbus, it was our families in the center setting it up for the first 3 or 4 months before anybody came. In Heath, we got our program, and we hired 15 people vocationally come in and help set up that program, right? So they did all the construction. They helped us knock down some walls, put in some windows, do the painting. So there was a lot of ownership when we began the Heath program. Like, it was their program. It wasn't PALS's program. It was their program. And that was very important in their advocacy and what they wanted to accomplish. They do a lot with vocational. They've really done a great job with connecting community partners to what we do. So we've had great community partners with Elder Bierman and retail opportunities there. TJ Maxx, same thing. Golf Works, where we were helping make golf clubs for all of the Dick's Sporting Goods. We have a great partner now called Star Wipers, and they make rags for, you know, like if you went to Lowe's or Home Depot and wanted to buy a box of rags, that's where they come from. And given us quite a few opportunities from that too. That's the other really cool part about the community partners in Heath. A lot of people have been able to land jobs from those partnerships. The next one, Art Outside the Lines, we began in 2015. It's an art studio downtown Columbus, and it's a community art studio, right? So there's all kinds of artists there that make very specific and incredible pieces. Very talented. I really can go on and on. I know we're running a little bit short on time here. So AOTL started, like I said, in 2015, and it's still doing amazing things every single day. There in 2017, we came to lovely Gallia County. And we are very lucky to be in Gallia. I compliment every single one of our programs with connecting to the community, but we truly have connected to the community in Gallia. As far as give back, you set the bar very high when it comes to that. You know, there's a very tight-knit community there that looks out for one another, and you see that in everything that they do, whether it's blessing boxes and hunger challenges, and then just the creative approach of a PALS Thunder, right? So in Gallia County, we lost our Special Olympics program when the county privatized the program, and it just kind of went away. The amazing people down there said this isn't okay, and we need to make sure that there is something that we're enjoying throughout the winter. So we recreated the Special Olympics team in Gallia County to be the PALS Thunder. And that was just this outside the box way of thinking that constantly happens inside of that program. And I can go on, and obviously you know about most of the stuff there. The ceramics and working with the school, right? I think in Gallia County, we do a great job working with the local school, where we have folk go and do reading programs and different things like that truly are helping us continue to connect with everybody.
Right.
And then most recently last year, 2019, in April, we privatized the Steubenville program, which was Jeffco prior to us taking over as PALS. And the Steubenville program has been around for a very long time, so it was very similar to Galco, where you have a lot of pride in what they created and what was there, and that's carried on into PALS. Now, it's great because with Steubenville, you know, we were in that sheltered workshop mentality, so we were in the program most of the time. In the last year, we've really been able to get out, connect, get the most out of the resources in that area, and all that it has to offer. I'm actually from that area too, so that's the other tie to Steubenville. I got to go back home basically and open the program that I always knew. But again, that's where it was also empowering to me to want to be able to knock down walls and barriers, because forever that program was secluded, it was segregated, it was away from everybody, and you didn't really even know it existed unless you went out of your way to find it. Now that doesn't happen. Everyone knows where we are at. We're so much included in the community right now that they're actually wanting us to do more in the community.
Right.
So it couldn't be more opposite. And then finally, Harrison County, we privatized in August of last year. So August 1st would have been our first day down in Cadiz, Ohio. They do some really cool things. Again, they have a lot of work contracts that take care of roadside rest and things like that. And then we have a shredding company that's really cool. They do local shredding where we go pick it up from administrative offices, or like the courthouse or whatever it may be, and we take care of all that for them. So again, I know we're short on time, but every program does so much that I would literally need probably the entire segment for
Yes. And I realize that I am just so I think everyone could say, like, you are just beaming with pride about what not just only, I mean, we could say you and your team started, but also what people have caught on to and have loved about PALS, and then just taken that vehicle and continue to grow and make it better and better and better. And so I think you guys do have a lot to be proud of, and PALS is really innovative, and it's changing lives. And so I think that we are just proud to be a part of a little piece of PALS as well. So thanks for doing this interview. I hope everyone got to know a little bit more about you and your family, and your heart for PALS. So I definitely think that, and also that what did we learn about you? You like ice cream cake, and we're gonna have a big ice cream party when we open back up.
a big ice cream.
The people want to know something. Let's see here. Have you ever blown a big call as a official? Just the people are wanting to know.
That was called an inadvertent whistle, meaning you like blow a whistle when you're not supposed to blow your whistle.
Have you done that?
I did it on TV. Yep.
On TV. Okay, great. So it is captured. All right.
So my family was home watching it happen. And yeah, they really called me out on it, and it was great. So thanks for the questions. Great question.
Oh, I love it. It's been
And that's
really
good.
fun.
You have to have fun with it, and whatever it is in life, you have fun. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can't continue to smile and go about your days and stay positive if you're not having fun doing it. And that's the other cool part, and you brought it up, Brooke. I love that each program is so uniquely different, right? So for me, I had the core values of PALS and what I wanted this company to stand for. But every single program has kind of taken a life of its own, and they have their own core values and what's important in that area in their leadership team. And I think that's been so valuable in what we want to try to accomplish here. So this has been a fun-filled 45 minutes, so thank you for it.
Yes.
Appreciate it. I had fun doing it. And
Thank
we'll see
you.
you again, Brooke. So thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, Reagan. All right, everyone. So that's a wrap here for another segment on PALS TV, live from Gallia County. Next, we're going to be heading over to our Harrison County program and hanging out there for our lunch hour. So come back and join us here shortly. See everyone soon.